Hey everyone, Chloe here and welcome back to my channel. So I've been wanting to address a huge elephant in the hypergamous room of when it comes to speaking to Black women about hypergamy and femininity, especially since this channel has grown and is growing exponentially. Over 2,000 of you have subscribed in the last couple of days, and sidebar, a huge thank you to all of you who have thanked me, who have written me, who participate in the community tab, who have donated, and who are now in private consultation with me. I am truly overwhelmed and humbled by the response to this channel, so thank you. But as this channel continues to grow, I wanted my followers, my hate watchers, and my bald-headed lurkers to know exactly where I stand on the issue of colorism, more specifically on the issue of dark-skinned women and 4C hair when it comes to hypergamy, gold digging, dating men of means, and attracting men who provide and protect. And while this is a very sensitive lightning rod topic to address, it honestly feels like stepping into a landmine. This is an issue that must be addressed, specifically with Black women and hypergamy. Now, a little background on myself. I am a brown woman. Some might call me a safe version of brown, right? A safe version of brown. I'm a little bit lighter than Michelle Obama, and naturally, I have 4C textured hair, but I currently wear my hair relaxed, and that may change tomorrow, or that may change never. And I've done it all when it comes to Black hair, and I've bought every potion and hair product when it comes to managing my Black hair, because it is no secret that hair is very important to Black women. I've done the big chop, I've had a TWA, I've had locks, I did another big chop, I've worn summer braids, I've worn vacation braids, I've worn wigs, I've gotten relaxers on and off, I've had a relaxer pixie cut, and in my opinion, those hairstyles are way too high maintenance. I've worn clip-in hair extensions, both 4C textured extensions and relaxed extensions, and quite honestly, the only thing that I've never done to my hair is go blonde. We all know that Black hair, ladies, for the most part, is an investment and an emotional investment for us, and that Black hair can be very exhausting in terms of its upkeep and maintenance. Now, as Black women, the choices on how we ultimately choose to wear our hair are very personal. And sidebar, and I need to say this on this channel, I personally think that hair policing and being a natural Nazi is super played out. No one should feel entitled to punish, harass, scold, or control how a Black woman chooses to wear her hair, because it is her hair and her choice. And I think that Black women who shame other Black women on how they choose to wear their hair are ultimately being masculine bullies. And on this channel, bullies can kick rocks. With that being said, I think that all Black hair is beautiful, especially when it's laid, right? Now, speaking from my own personal experience, natural hair comes with a very specific response and a very specific expectation from Black men, especially when you are a darker skinned woman. Because at this point, there is no argument to be made here. There are a plethora of dark skinned Black women who are stunningly gorgeous, and there is no shortage of examples of dark-skinned women in Hollywood and 4C beauty. But, and there is a big but, the issue with darker women, especially when they aren't celebrities, is the association with darker skin to struggle love, slumming it, and that of a lower socioeconomic status. When you are a dark-skinned woman, Black men tend to see you as low-hanging fruit. When you are a dark-skinned Black woman, especially when you are natural, hoteps tend to queen you to death. And there is an expectation that the darker a Black woman is, the more masculine she is, and the less that she financially deserves. And darker Black woman is expected, the darker Black woman is the darker a black woman is, the more she is expected to be low maintenance, and darker black women are expected to be the pack mule. They are expected to be surrogate moms to fully grown men. Darker women are expected to be the pick me fairy tale, the come up woman, the build a bear, the social justice warrior, and the blacktivist. And the women who bear the brunt of poverty, single motherhood, and struggle love are typically the face of that is dark-skinned black women. But when I've had my hair blown out straight or relaxed, or I'm wearing straight extensions, on the contrary, or when my wig is laid, there is another specific response because from men, because men are very observant. Men tend to see straight hair, blown out hair, and long hair as more feminine. Men are less likely to curve you on some Netflix and chill, and dusty men in general tend to not even approach you when your appearance is feminine. Now, when I started this channel, it was with the full awareness that natural black hair is highly political and sensitive AF, especially when it comes to dark-skinned black women, and more specifically, how black men of means tend to respond to darker-skinned women and 4C textured hair. Unfortunately, with many black men and black men of means, there is a dysfunctional bias in terms of attraction against darker skinned black women, especially if that woman has 4C textured hair. And a lot of black men have a cesspool mindset when it comes to darker skinned black women in general. Now, of course, there's also the deep rabbit hole of historical dysfunction when it comes to black hair politics and colorism that simply cannot be avoided when talking about black women in hypergamy and femininity. There is simply no dancing around this issue. I'm brown, but most of my sisters are dark-skinned. I have a large family of over 10 sisters, half-sisters, and step-sisters. Some of my sisters are relaxed, some are natural, some wear wigs, some have shaved it all off, some are perpetually single, some are divorced, some are married to white men, some have an hourglass figure, some have an athletic body type, right? Some are naturally thin, some are curvy, some are plus size with a defined waistline, and some are BBW. And all of my sisters, depending on their body shape, their weight, their complexion, and their height, and how they wear their hair, tend to attract different kinds of men. And to be quite honest with you, some of my sisters don't even attract men at all. Now, as for hypergamy and femininity, the elephant in the room is men and what men are attracted to. Because what you may consider, ladies, as attractive is not what men of means necessarily view as attractive. And that is the rub, particularly men who can provide and protect. And this is where things can get pretty sensitive. And unfortunately, it is an inescapable reality that many dark-skinned black women have to deal with and face, more specifically, how black men of means tend to respond to darker-skinned women and 4C textured hair. And the rabbit hole, like I said before, it just goes deep, but colorism simply cannot be avoided when talking about hypergamy and femininity. Are many black men and black people in general brainwashed and damaged from generational curses, generations of systematic oppression, and global white supremacy? Absolutely. And unfortunately, this brainwashing includes black men and black people all around the world, from Nigeria to Jamaica, to down south, to the West Coast, to the Dominican Republic. Many black men, no matter the culture, tend to see lighter skinned, mixed, non-white, and white women as a come up. And unfortunately, the damaged and dysfunctional mindsets of black people around the globe is a conditioned state of mind and a toxic poison that is embedded in the fabric of who we are as black people. So when it comes to black men and hypergamy, most black men of means will be attracted to women who are of lighter skinned, mixed, or white women. Those are just facts, because brainwashed black men tend to associate, ladies, dark skin and 4C textured hair with a lower with that of a lower socioeconomic status. And this is a bitter pill to swallow. And I know that many Black women will get triggered when they hear this, and they get very angry, and rightfully so, and upset with Black men who privately and publicly denigrate and devalue their beauty. But the good news is that not all Black men are brainwashed. Not all men of means are brainwashed. And there are a lot of men who see darker skinned Black women, especially feminine Black women, as covetable and attractive. And more importantly, for my listeners to hear, all you need, ladies, is one, right? One provider and one protector, which is why you need to subscribe to this channel. But to be completely transparent, the irritation and the frustration with many Black women is that Black women tend to be race loyal and are ultimately tend to prefer Black men. Black women as a group and a whole are highly resistive to divesting, and many Black women do not see white men as a consolation prize, even though the irony is that many white men of means tend to gravitate towards the very same women that Black men of means tend to reject. So getting a Black man, ladies, who can provide and protect, who checks all of the boxes, makes competition for Black men of means even that much more intense. Because trust and believe, most Black men of means have zero allegiance to Black women and are highly aware that they are not obligated to only date Black women. Black men do not see having sex with women of other races as self-hate. They just don't. They don't see their fixation on approximations to whiteness as self-hate, because Black men will always be men first, and they will always think with the little head before the big one. The male principle will always put itself first. But there is a rainbow and a light at the end of the tunnel here. And that rainbow is that all men are wired to be attracted to feminine women. And this is where Black women have true agency and power, right? Black women cannot and will never be able to wholesale fix a brainwashed society. Black women cannot wholesale fix brainwashed Black men. And Black women should no longer feel obligated to fix or repair damaged Black men who could not see their incredible beauty, especially when certain kinds of Black men keep giving you their butts to kiss, right? Black women need to drop their pick-me, fixer-upper mindsets by focusing on themselves. And Black women need to leave dummy Black men alone, because Black men who are arrogant and are ignorant tend to suffer at the hands of their own ignorance. And quite frankly, a lot of Black men need a psychiatrist and a prescription. Black women can take their power back by investing in their femininity and putting their femininity first, no matter their complexion or hair texture. Black women do not have to accept struggle love. Black women do not have to settle for dusty men who just want to swindle women out of their prime. Black women can be hypergamous. Black women can have standards. Black women do not have to procreate with bums. Black women can put themselves on a pedestal. Black women can stop putting themselves last. And Black women do not have to marry the help or leeches out of desperation. And Black women can stop being the cliche, the statistic, and the punchline, because Black women have a much better chance of making their own luck and creating their own luck by focusing on themselves, improving their femininity, and being hypergamous than trying to change Black men, celebrity or otherwise, who are paying you dust. A wise person once told me, don't focus on problems, focus on solutions, and you'll always be a winner, because there is no help but self-help. So let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comment section, and I will catch up with you in the next one.